Welcome to the Real Triathlon Podcast. I'm your host, Garrick Lowen, here with Nicholas Chase and Jackson Laundry.
All right, we're here today with a remarkable first-time episode sponsored by the Magic 5. And Lauren Brandon, obviously, is an ambassador, a pro triathlete, one of the nicest, most sweetest, and amazing human being triathletes I've ever met. Maybe not even triathlete, but person. So, Lauren, thank you so much. And then Jackson, I guess, decided to show up.
Yeah, I'm here once a month is my quota, so here I am.
Nice.
Jackson.
I like it.
Well, I heard
Lauren.
Lauren was coming on. I'm like, I gotta come for this episode. This is gonna be good. Catch up with Lauren, and then the rest you guys can handle.
Yeah, no big deal. Lauren, you look great. You did your makeup, so thank you for looking so presentable, even though you didn't need to.
Well, you know, when you're heavy in training, sometimes we look a little rough.
Yeah, training. I guess that's what we all do every day. How's training been going?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. Coach Julie and I, we decided to kind of do a little different approach this year, and we're trying to do more hours. So yeah, doing a lot of hours with intensity, and the body was doing pretty well until I got norovirus last week, and that took me out. So
Who's Nora?
dude, I don't know, somebody that really puts a damper on things.
Oh my gosh.
What does the norovirus tend to feel like and do to one who has
The
it?
norovirus, I was basically puking my brains out, and it's very quick, but like super violent. Like it was 12 hours of not a fun day. And I felt like I didn't have energy for the next week. So trying to get back from that. And of course it happened. Literally, I had the day off on Monday because we just were finishing up a hard block, got it. And I was like, oh man, this is the worst time because my body's in already like such a bad state because I'm so tired from training. So that's all right.
You sure it wasn't just a COVID name something different?
Who knows? Who knows?
I didn't know there was like a cold or flu anymore. I thought it was like, oh, you just got COVID again.
Yeah, something.
So
I blame my friend's little kids.
How long ago did you have it? And like you're on recovery now, right?
Yeah, it was a week ago, and what was rough is I just like couldn't eat for a few days. So I mean, you guys know that we eat so much for training every day, and it just really kind of set me back. But yeah, I feel like, today I had 5 hours of training and got it done. So hopefully we're on the up and up.
Nice. So you said you're doing a little more volume. What everybody wants to know, how many hours you did?
Well, so I'm a very low volume athlete, I feel like. So right now, yeah, like this week's 27 hours. I don't think
that's high.
Okay. Well, usually I'm like 20, 22 is more kind of what we did last year. And but when you're doing full Ironmans, it's just I feel like I have to be doing more, and let's kind of try something new. So yeah, I have 70.3 Oceanside and then Ironman Texas, and with the focus on Ironman Texas. So, a couple more months of training, only 8 weeks away.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all coming up rather quickly. I feel like personally, I look forward to the January, February, March timeframe when it's like, all right, you're just strictly building. You're not on the road, you're not on planes. But then like mid-February, like right now, where we are right now, the end of February, it's like I'm real angry. I haven't been able to get out of the house and do all kinds of fun stuff. I've only been training, and I'm a little grumpy. Everybody in my family knows. It's a bit irritating. So I can't wait to race, and I think that's the point, right?
Yeah, it is like it's fantastic. We need this big block of training, right? Like this is what kind of makes our year, but it's tough. Like I definitely like racing because it breaks up the training. I never want to do big training blocks. And this one, last year I went to the Philippines like the second week of March. So I really didn't have to do that much training kind of leading in. And now I have like an extra, few weeks of training. So this is a long block for me. But
you were on the podium at that race, right?
Yes. Yeah, that was
Congrats.
fun. Nice hot race coming from winter, but a warm place sounds good right now, as you both know.
That we do. Good old Canadian winter. Although it's been warm here, very warm. We have no snow on the ground, including the trails. Like the trails near my house, usually you just can't run on them between basically December and like well into April because they're very shaded, so it just gets ice, snow covered. It just takes forever to melt off. But they
Right.
were completely clear like last week when I ran on them, which is crazy. Like
Oh,
that's never
that's
happened the whole time I
amazing.
lived in Guelph. So it's been nice. But today we got smacked with some snow and cold weather. So that's back to normal. However, one thing I got to ask you, you say you're doing more hours than normal, but everyone knows you're such a fast swimmer. Is that because you swim a lot, or do you actually swim less because you're so fast that you probably don't need to swim 6 times a week? Or maybe you do. I don't know. We got to know though.
Well, I have to say, swimming's not my favorite thing to do since I've been doing it for so long. So we max out at 20K per week. And like last year, it was more 15 a week. And I felt like we needed to try and do a little bit more. So we're shooting for 20K a week. Haven't done too many weeks with that, but yeah, more like 5 times a week, I guess.
Mhm.
Well, Lauren, if you did some more of your VO2 sessions and hard stuff in the pool, you wouldn't have to pound yourself and be injured on the run.
Oh, okay. But then how do I get
Wait.
faster running?
How do you?
You'll get, it just happens.
Just fitness.
Magic.
I know.
Don't
All
have
the
to run.
fitness doesn't matter. More
It's
swimming. Yeah.
all the
It's all
fitness
good, right?
translates.
I know it does. I mean, I've done Ironmans without running up into them and it's just fine.
Yeah,
Just bike a lot.
Before we hit on your season this year and more planning about Oceanside and Texas and the essentials of why you're amazing at swimming, let's talk about last year. How did you walk away from last year as an athlete feeling like the climate we're all getting into is really supportive and good? And then how did you feel about your races?
Yeah, last year, I feel like every year is kind of up and down, right? We always have high hopes for the season, and I had a good Ironman Texas. I felt like is pretty solid all the way around. And then the next Ironman was Frankfurt, DNF there. I was just having some back problems that, yeah, I just kind of was struggling with for the first half of the year. And then going into Kona, I always am so hopeful for that race and want to do well there. And every time I've probably had like one of my worst races ever. So yeah, I think it's hard. It's hard when to me, like I've just always really wanted to do well at Kona and hasn't happened for me. So just trying to, I guess, yeah, still find kind of what motivates me and what makes me still train hard. And for me, I still believe that I can put together my best Ironman. And so, yeah, we're shooting for Ironman Texas to put together a good one. 'Cause I don't know, I always seem to do well, like in the spring Ironman. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, ups
Perfect.
and downs, just like everyone, right?
So were you like, you must have been pretty one of the people who's ready to take advantage maybe of this Ironman series. It seems to be kind of up your alley. Usually you do an Ironman or two a year anyway, so you think you're going to stretch it out, try to do 3 and go for that series?
Yeah, so actually I've done 4 in the past, like during the years.
4?
Yeah,
Wow.
I've had some years with 4. And last year, yeah, I guess I finished Texas, Kona. I did Florida at the end, then had Frankfurt in there, which I didn't finish. So always seems to
Technically.
be kind of 3 to 4. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's perfect for you.
Yeah, so I'm definitely, that's the plan. I feel like I'll do Oceanside in Texas, see how they go. And if things go pretty well and I feel like I could be in the running for, yeah, top 10, top 20, whatever, then I'll do another couple Ironmans that are within the series. But if not, maybe I just go do an Ironman that excites me and where I want to travel to. So yeah, traveling for races is definitely something I enjoy, but looking at the Ironman Pro Series, like the ones that make sense for me is Texas, Placid, and then yeah, figuring out a third one because Nice is I think Nick's ridden with me. I can't say that my descending skills are very good, so I'm not sure
And I
about Nice.
keep trying to fix those descending skills. Hey, we're going out on this. There's a chance you can learn. And you're like, nah, I'm gonna stay in the trainer.
Nah, I love the trainer things.
Me too. Me too. Yeah, 2 versus 1 on that one.
Hey, I don't have a
Uh,
problem with the trainer. I just think you gotta go fast downhill sometimes.
Yeah,
I
sometimes you
know.
do.
IRL.
I know.
Here's the
Well,
thing though, the
especially,
less
yeah.
times you do it, the less chances you have to crash and die.
That's
God.
in the rules of probability. You are exactly right. Does that translate to skills?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's up to the person.
Well,
You-
there's this new thing on Zwift, it's not that new, where you can like utilize steering too. So
Yeah.
that's pretty
Every
much
time
the
I see
thing.
someone go by me with that little icon that they've got steering, and I'm like, is it doing anything? Like,
Does it
is
help
that
It's
you?
fun?
really annoying because what they do is they steer so you can't draft off them, and they steer off to the side of the road, and then when you go ahead, they steer and go on your wheel, so they can draft, but you can't.
Oh, I didn't know it was
Oh
like that
man.
tactical.
It's stupid.
I
But
like it.
So
anyways,
Jackson, do you have like a fear of descending or
no,
what? Okay.
I just don't descend fast anymore because I'm like, this isn't worth it. So,
Well,
Yeah.
to your point and
but it's
credit,
not like it's like the people to be fair to me, the freaking pro men on triathlon now who do those courses are crazy descenders. Like they're all
Right.
very good. Like it's not like you're descending like normal people. Like these are people, most of them who grew up in Europe or mountainous areas of like United States, and they descend like crazy animals.
you did
So
well
if
in
I,
Majorca, is what I was going to say. And that started with a climb, started with a 10-minute descent. You did good, Jack.
yeah, I got through it. But in any case, I'm not looking to, you know, to exceed my current abilities. I'm just looking to survive. So yeah, I can go fast downhill, no question. But as soon as you start throwing switchbacks in there, things start to get hairy.
Yeah, I agree. If I can see where I'm going, then it's okay, straight line. But yeah, the switchbacks, I don't know about that.
Well, that kind of brings me into the topic of today's conversation, being able to see, focus, understand, and assess in a very, some would say, troubling and trying situation, the open water or the pool, whatever it is. Some people, I used to get scared jumping in the pool when I was about 8 years old. When I was the only one, I'd think something was in the deep end, it's going to eat me. So
Yeah.
there's that. It can happen. Lauren, I've got about a few questions again as an athlete who is leading the field most of the time in every swim. You are obviously a supreme resource for any of these questions. How many overall in the years of swimming, how many miles have you swam, just off the top of your head? Is it
How
10,000?
many miles? Oh gosh, I have no idea.
Let's just average. Let's do some public math. You do
20K a
20K
week, 50K a year. No, 15K a week, 50K a year, or 50 weeks a year. Then you're at 7,500K a year, right? Is that right? Or 750?
75,000?
No, 750K a
Oh,
year.
750K. That's what I meant.
Mhm.
For what? 20 something years?
Well, like 13 years triathlon, but then my swimming days, I mean, we swam 20 hours a week. So I think we swam like 70,000 plus a week.
Whoa.
For how many years?
At least
Oh,
10.
that was a long time. That was a long time. Yeah, I started doing doubles when I was like 10 years old. So I don't know, guys. It's a lot of swimming, that's for sure.
Probably 20,000 miles. That's what I'm saying. 20,000 miles.
Okay, sure. We need my
So,
husband, little accountant, to help us out.
Yeah.
point being, you've swam plenty to be able to
Mhm.
give the most legitimate advice out there for anyone listening at the time. And swimming is one of the most biggest struggles that most triathletes do deal with, whether it's driving, having access. Growing up, I didn't swim until I was 24, so there was like a little learning curve, and then I was great. I don't
Yeah.
know why, it just happened. Now I can swim with Lauren Brandon at Park City.
I
But
know, you're amazing.
serious note, overcoming fear and anxiety in the open water. Are there any experiences that you've even had, like I just had a panic attack or I just took a wrong turn? I mean, how do you feel like you can give advice on fixing those things in the moment?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think people think because I'm a strong swimmer that like I love the open water, it doesn't bother me and all these things, but I honestly hate the open water. Like it, to be
Ooh,
honest, it scares me. Yeah,
it's
if you,
curveball.
yeah, like you don't see me swimming in the open water before races. Like I will be at the pool, unless we're in a place where you absolutely can't get to a pool. And maybe I'll swim out like 20 yards and come back because I'm terrified. So it's interesting because something like the gun goes off on race day and you're just, you're with everybody and something happens inside of us. I think we're just able to handle it a bit better. Um, but like thinking about how you can deal with open water and the anxiety and stuff, I think it's about trying to make yourself as comfortable and confident as possible. And so, if you are in a place where you can get in the open water, then I suggest getting a group of people, because again, by yourself, open water, I wouldn't exactly suggest.
Have a buddy.
There's
Have a buddy.
exactly have a buddy, like have a group that you can get in the open water with and just practice. If you're by an ocean and there's big waves, practice those run-ins and diving under the waves, all those things where unless if you don't usually do that, then come race day you're just like standing on the beach looking at the waves, like, holy crap, like I don't want to do that. And that's how here in Utah we obviously don't have a beach, we don't have waves. And
What? I got a beach down the
yeah.
street. Sand Hollow Reservoir. It's got a beach and everything.
Okay, yeah, how are those big waves down there?
Hey, I went kiteboarding out there once and it was windy AF and there was like
Okay.
a 2 foot situation randomly.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
But you're exactly right. And Jackson, you had kind of a point to this also at Oceanside when you won. Like
Ooh.
that swim, you did a lot of
Yeah.
practice swims before, diving in, running in. And do you feel like that set your race up for like a great start?
Yeah, definitely. For me, that was a good situation where I did 3 open water swims in the 3 days leading up, and all I really cared about was getting comfortable, getting out quickly, but
Mhm.
not hard, like not using a ton of energy, just working with the waves, diving under the waves, coming up from the bottom, and then swimming when you have the chance to swim, dolphin diving when you can, but working really, really hard isn't the best thing to do. You want to just be fluid and know when to dive under and when to sort of swim and dolphin dive. So that I got really confident with that. And then it gave me the confidence because I'm not like the fastest swimmer. I'm not slow, but if we just had like a 300-meter swim, me versus Mark Dubrick in the open water, he's going to be like 25 plus meters ahead of me by the end of that. But if you go into waves and you're mostly
Mhm.
running and diving, like I can run and I can jump probably the same as Mark. So there's no reason for me to give up that deficit when you're actually not swimming as much. So that's how I thought of it. I thought of it as a
Right.
good opportunity to actually advance myself further for the first couple hundred meters. And that's what happened because I got out just as quickly as all the really fast swimmers. And then that little initial surge that's super hard typically for me to stay in there, they kind of already had burned that match because they used it with the running. So for me, that
Right.
was great. And if you can get confident to where you're like, I'm going to do well in this part, like you said, it's all about confidence. And for me, that helped a lot. And unfortunately, since then, I haven't had many like big ocean type swims. But I'm looking forward to Oceanside this year, hopefully having the swim in the proper spot with the waves where I can take advantage of some of that again. But yeah, you got to make sure you're not intimidated by that on race day, because if you haven't done it, like you said, those waves, the diving into like an ocean start is very different than like an in-water start in a reservoir, for example. It's totally
For
different.
sure.
Lauren, overcoming fear, anxiety, like you're at the front, normally you have the confidence to know no matter what, you have your line, like you're going to stick to that no matter what and get out, and just try to see who can last with your attack. What do you have any tips or any mantras, any things you do to kind of calm your nerves or to work through any of those kind of like random surges of, oh man, I didn't catch a breath for that one because there was a wave or somebody hit me and put my head down. Like,
Right.
do you have anything that you've worked through and tools that you can employ?
Right. I mean, like you said, the open water, it does really bring a lot of different things. And I've been in plenty of swims where it is so wavy that, yeah, you're like just struggling to get a breath. And so, I think for me, it's just like focusing on the next buoy. So just making sure that I'm sighting correctly, getting to the next buoy, and then just focus on the next buoy after that. Cause it's just like this little carrot, that's not too
Yeah.
far. And it kind of just helps me, something to focus on. But I always tell, like, I coach a couple athletes, and it's like, if you're not super comfortable in the open water, then, and you're out there and you're maybe struggling, then just go on your back, have a rest. Like, it's okay, or sit and tread water. There's plenty of things that you can do, and take some deep breaths and then turn back over, start swimming. So, or even in, maybe it's not a super wavy swim, like if you're not comfortable with the big groups of people, which, in Ironman, like there are a lot of people out there, then go on the side, so that is like one thing for me. I prefer to start on the way outside. I breathe to my left. So if I can start to my right, all the way to the right, that's like what I prefer. And I know it's a good spot. So you'll see me, if I, for some reason, can't have that start, I'll probably get a little bit more stressed out about things. Or even I remember one of the beach starts, I ended up, the gun went off, and then I just ran to the right and then dove in. So, yeah, you have to do what kind of makes you comfortable. And whatever we can do to, I guess, ease all that kind of fear and anxiety, for sure.
Yeah. Number one takeaway, number one lesson for all these things in every sport or every aspect of this sport is try to practice and simulate as much as you can the circumstances to which you're going to race in. And I think having friends and a group and supportive people, even if you're only swimming 10 feet offshore because you're having a panic attack, but you can stand up, catch your breath, and then go 11 feet, taking little bites, and then eventually weaning yourself off of these problematic areas. Okay, so that kind of handles a little bit of the open water racing formula. Lauren, if we were to open your swim bag up and dump it on the ground, what would we find in there as your essential gear for your regular swim training?
Oh, yeah. Well, Magic 5 did send me a lot of equipment. I would say, for me, though, kind of my favorite go-tos are just paddles. Yeah, I don't know if that's typical triathlon.
Paddles no buoy, paddles with buoy.
Paddles no buoy. See, I kick a lot, and I kind of have weak shoulders. So if I can put on paddles but kick, that's kind of my go-to. We do kicking sometimes, and obviously I do pulling, because it is great for you. Sometimes buoy band, that's probably my least favorite, or band only. Do you guys do band? Yeah.
I do it because I suck at it, and I'm like, I need to get better at this.
I know, it's so hard, but band only, you can, it's amazing. Like, you really have to find your body position and like figure out how to do a good pull or move your arms super fast. So, like there's so many different pieces of equipment. I think everything has a purpose. I think most triathletes definitely go for buoy paddles. What do you guys think? What do you think?
And snorkel. I think snorkel's the newest one. Like, they're like, I'll put the snorkel on, it's not coming off.
Yeah. Some people like fins. So with the band only, we'll just talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
That's really freaking hard, but a good like more beginner to intermediate level for that's probably band with pull buoy, because you still get rid of your kick, because most people put a pull buoy in and they're still kicking quite a bit. Cody Beals, I'm talking about you.
It's such a hack.
Oh my God, Cody.
It's like, I'm so fast with the pull buoy, it's crazy. It's like, well, yeah, because you're still kicking and you have the buoyancy. You're just ripping it. No, he's
like
there's some people.
Yeah,
but
true.
Definitely sometimes not having the band is good, because it's not nearly as difficult, because you can still kind of like flip your legs a tiny bit. With the band, I struggle a lot, which is why I've been using it a lot. But yeah, it's definitely a lot harder. I see Nick put a pull buoy on, no band, and his legs just stay right together. He's pretty good with not kicking.
Okay.
I call that selective non-kickability.
It's pretty impressive, because you get someone to take underwater video when you have a pull buoy on, I bet you're still kicking. Most people. I do. That's why I put the band on, because otherwise I'll just kick.
I think the band's good.
Yeah. Obviously the buoy, yeah, people are kicking for a balance thing, right? So Nick, maybe
Mhm.
you just have really good balance and rotation.
I think the only thing that's good is I can just like multitask my body. That's it. Like I can swim with my one arm and my left leg only, or I can turn one leg on and have the other
What?
one dangling. But sometimes there was actually a race where I started the race immediately and my left
Okay.
arch cramped. And so I was like kicking
Oof.
one foot only, the other one's just dragging until it finally, and you can't stretch it out because you're lengthened. So it just took about
Oof. That's
minutes for
rough.
that to be engaged again. So it was a good training tip that I can turn off one leg selectively.
Yeah. I do have to
Oh,
say the snorkel is such a great tool too, especially I think for all levels, but especially when you're doing a lot of drills because you're not thinking about taking a breath and like the timing of everything
yeah.
and you can just focus on, especially if you're doing like one arm pull drill or something like that, you can really just focus on something. So,
They promote
yeah.
balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, are we flip turning with that snorkel, or are we doing the slow rotation at the wall, head
Oh,
underwater?
she's
This
flip
is
turning for sure.
I mean, I'll flip turning, but
I'm
it
just making
takes
sure.
time.
Because I
It
see a lot
takes
of people touch the wall and kind of like turtle themselves a little bit and push
Oh,
off. I want to
yeah.
see some flip turns. You get a blood. You get. It's actually good lung training because like you got to flip with a full lung full of breath. So that way, the second you push off and you breach, you can just pop the water out of that
Yep.
blow valve that's at the mouth. So it's good.
It's a lot
It's
to
good.
think about.
Good breath control.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have a question about the swim bag. Other than swim toys, there's got to be some other stuff. Is there some like old gels down there for emergencies
Is
or
there
like?
old latex caps that are
No,
just
she's
disintegrated?
organized as heck. She's
There's
like every
definitely
single
some
thing.
extra caps and goggles for sure. Well, yeah, because you never know if your like, what if something happens, your cap breaks, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely some extra caps and goggles. Usually some water bottles that I've stuck in there, and then I forget about them, and because we live in the frozen tundra, they ice up and yeah, make a lot of noise.
That means they're good the next day because they were cold,
Ooh, yeah, true.
non-perishable.
Frozen but cold. um, yeah,
How often are
I
you
don't
doing
know.
kick sets, and how often as an athlete, triathlete especially, do you find those to be valid towards a swim program?
We don't do a ton of kicking, I don't think, like specifically. And being honest here, Julie gives me a bunch of drills or kick guys sometimes,
You
perhaps skip and
you
just
just
do
do a
some
breaststroke,
swimming.
relax, chat.
No, because I swim by myself, so I want to like get in the pool and get out as fast as possible. So, but yeah, I don't. And honestly, with my athletes, like we don't do that much kicking. Like sometimes at the end, we will do some fast 25s because like if they had a hard run or hard bike, like their legs
Yeah.
are really fatigued and killing them. But yeah, not a ton. Like usually people are in wetsuits. So like kicking's important, especially for your balance, but it also is maybe less important than other things.
Jackson, if you're listening to this podcast, you can't see Jackson, but were you getting a message from the universe, Jackson? Is that what was
Are you
happening?
having
No,
problems?
no, no. I was just wondering if I was just hearing things in the back of my mind. That's all.
Perfect.
You ever
Nice.
hear like somebody like say your name and you're like, but then they didn't actually? My name is bad for that if you just call me Jack because like it's a quick little, it could be like anything, like anything you hear quickly with an A in the middle, it sounds like my name.
All
So
Oh.
about you.
false alarm,
Everyone,
false alarm.
everyone's talking about you
Do
all the time.
Yep.
All
many
right.
people
I
call you
hear
Jack?
'em. Everyone called me Jack until I was like an adult, and then I was like, I'm gonna start going by Jackson, I guess.
Oh.
And then I started going by Jackson more, and now everyone knows me by Jackson because I haven't really, except for my family and like friends that I've had for a long time, basically.
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
just say,
So
hey,
Hey, you.
beard. So paddles, buoy, snorkel, band, cap. How
All
many
the things.
how many
Kickboard.
sets
I
of
mean, I
Magic
have
Five
kickboard.
goggles are you in that bag? One, two, three, depending on the
Well, I
outside
actually cleaned
lighting.
it out the other day. There were four the other day in there. I decided maybe I should not keep them wet inside my bag all the time. So, um, Yeah, I definitely I swim outside all the time. So even if it's overcast, I still usually use like a mirrored goggle. Um,
Oh, do you race
yeah.
in a clear goggle? Like some of the best swimmers in the world still go clear no matter what.
Sometimes I do actually, dude. Some of our races start so early, do they not? Oceanside is like pitch black.
And the ocean layer, marine layer could be there, just hazing
Right.
it all up.
Yeah. So sometimes I think, especially for pros, because we start first. I think it's smart just to go with a clear goggle, and if the sun is shining on you coming back, then oh well. It's a lot better than not being able to see. But another go-to, like I really like the Blue Magic.
Mm.
And then also just the smoke. So that gives you, if it's sunny, it's enough, but if it's kind of dark and overcast, it's still fine and you can see. So usually I don't go mirrored for racing, just for training.
Yeah.
How about you
What
guys?
what do you wear I wear the mirrored ones at the grocery store. I wear the clear ones when it's raining outside, and I wear the blue
Okay, perfect.
ones when it's a little gloomy because I
When you're
want it to be
biking.
I wear them all the time. Only reason
Yeah.
I don't have them right now is because they don't have what are those things called when you get astigmatism? I just can't see. Computer.
Oh, blue light
Perfect.
filter.
Yeah, that's something
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know what I was
Gotta
trying to
save
say,
the
but that's
eyes.
it. Sounds right.
We're getting older. We have to work on the
Yeah,
eyeballs.
Jackson's 30 now. He's real old.
Hey.
Oh
I don't
man.
look I don't look a day over my early 28s, okay?
No, 27 and
Uh,
a quarter, I think.
Geez, just wait till you get to almost 40. Whew.
Whoa. Yeah, Nick.
Yeah. Look at this hair. It just keeps getting better.
I mean, I turn 39 soon, so I'm getting there.
Well,
Well, you
goggle
know what?
colors.
That's young these days. There's lots of women racing plenty into their
Right?
40s and
Till their
beyond.
Well,
mid 40s, I know.
but men don't last as long. We kind of burn ourselves out like a match.
Well,
You know, like
Them-
when you got a match and it's like burning itself down almost to your finger, like I'm there. I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm almost burnt.
Mm.
Almost.
Ooh.
Jackson's mid shaft. You're almost there.
Okay, there.
But Lauren, you're just
He's
barely
probably in the
mid.
middle too. Yeah,
Okay,
he's ready.
right.
Hey, the first
So-
time
Young.
do you remember the first time we met Lauren at Campeche in
Oh
Was that
God, what year
2017?
would that be?
You like were way, I think you came second
Yes,
way
Heather
back.
Wurtell. Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
that
were
was a
way
Heather
long
out front
time
for a long
ago.
time. Yeah.
Mm.
And we
The
chatted after the
multi-loop
race and I was
court,
like,
or
yeah,
course.
that was when Terenzo crushed it and Rudy and I was right up at the lead. I caught Terenzo halfway through the bike and then I completely
And
exploded. It was way too hot. I went backwards
it
for
was
the rest of the
hot.
day.
Well,
Yeah.
because it is March. Yeah, you're coming from winter. I was living in Texas back then, so
Mm.
not as big of a difference, I think.
Isn't that
That's
race
a good
happening
one.
soon?
Yeah, a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
in 2 weeks
Yeah.
for sure.
Sweet.
Why aren't we all going somewhere warm?
I
We
mean,
should.
it's 70 tomorrow in St. Giorgio. Just saying.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
NBD.
nice for
It's
you.
not Tucson, and that's fine. So the bottom line is Magic 5 Lime goggles. I just missed out on getting. Look at that. I missed out on that because they got sold out within 10 minutes. Damn it. The coral pink ones are my go-to. I think those
Oh.
are most suitable for most of what I do. The gold ones I raced at Indian Hell in
Ooh.
Indian Wells, I mean, and it was awesome because I think it was like into the sun, and
Yeah.
I could like the gold matched the sun, so it was like not
Oh
even big
wow.
deal.
I haven't even tried those. Man, I'm missing out.
Get my level. So Lauren, you've been swimming for a long time. Clearly, I think we calculated up to 38,000 miles you've accumulated, maybe across the North America a couple times. So how do you get yourself to the pool and make it fun and keep it going? Like sometimes, and
Mm,
the only reason I say this because I have to swim alone quite a bit too, and I have
yeah.
not been swimming as long, and I sometimes just really don't enjoy it, but I get it done. So how does it work for you?
Yeah, I have to say it's been tough these last couple of years, I think. I've been doing it a long time. Currently during winter, in order to get in the pool, I do the hot tub before and after.
Nice.
Before the
Yes.
before hot tub is an absolute just
That's a
Oh,
death
no.
sentence.
that
It's
is.
amazing, guys. I just have to like relax and think
How
about
long?
things.
Like 2 minutes or like 10?
Oh no, yeah, always less than 5. Like, yeah. Quick.
Just to get the body
Um,
temperature up so the cold air outside doesn't sting you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Or just, push it back a little bit more. No, I don't know. I think it's just knowing that we have goals, right? And we have to be swimming and swimming hard, swim, bike, running, all the things in order to achieve those goals. And I still think, like some sets kind of excite me. Some of like
There's
those
some
threshold
some
sets and
challenges. Some
yeah,
challenges
exactly.
that you can still push yourself with.
Right. Like I think setting goals and having challenges, like maybe your coach and yourself put together like, oh, I'm going to do 20K a week. I don't know if you guys follow Jackie Herring, like she is in this 20K a week thing and it's awesome. Like I think she's super motivated by it and seeing a lot of progress, which is fantastic. So even as pros, we're setting challenges and whatever we can do, whatever motivates us. But if you can swim with other people and swim with a group, then I highly suggest that. I think that's the best way to get it done, especially those like long, if you're doing full Ironmans, those long like 5-6K days, or else they kind of tend to drag on.
This would be a funny question for both of you. How long
Mm.
do you stand on the wall, just swinging your arms and looking around and adjusting your goggles and your cap, and before you finally jump in?
1 to 7 minutes.
Oh, goodness.
Depends how much
winter,
time.
no.
We don't have very lucrative swim slots here for duration. So if I'm like
Oh,
cutting it close to the end of the swim slot, sometimes I'm like, literally, I have to get in now or I'm done. But it also depends, like if you're waiting for your buddies to show up and like you've been waiting a couple minutes, then they walk out on deck. You're like, all right, I'll wait for him a couple more
yeah.
minutes.
See, I think the hot tub's just my procrastination. So
Mm.
once I'm done with that, like I put my cap and goggles on in the hot tub and then I run to the pool. And also I swim outside and it's freezing right now. So there's no waiting around on the icy pool deck.
Yeah.
True.
I remember in Park City, sometimes it would be the most beautiful scene of just like the steamiest pool with
Yes,
snow everywhere. But getting on the deck was like, okay, this has to be a quick in and out.
exactly. It motivates me having Nick come to town. When are you coming
I
back
know.
into town?
It is like the only time we actually get to hang out. It's like, well, I
I
guess
know.
I'll see Lauren once a week now when she decides to swim.
Hey. I
Well,
swim, I promise.
I think that's a good point that Lauren sort of subtly mentioned is like, even though she's one of the best swimmers in the sport, and it's still like hard to sometimes get in there and do it, even when it's maybe she makes it look easy. It's not necessarily easy no matter what. And everybody's gotta, even the pros struggle to get the training in sometimes. So give yourselves a pat on the back for getting in that pool, because especially when you work full time and you have 17 kids and just real life going on, it's hard to imagine how you can put together
Wow.
training. I still think age groupers who have like all that stuff going on and there's like, I still train 12 hours a week. It's like, holy crap, that's
Amazing.
crazy. Like that's
Oh,
unreal.
I
And
know.
yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be training 12 hours a week if I ever have a regular old 40-hour a week job. It might be like once a week, get on the bike, do the Hammerfest, race all my buddies, kill myself. That's it.
Oh yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
know.
When I was, yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if I could exist if I didn't have a training plan.
You probably just do
Try-
push-ups.
I wouldn't know how to
Mm.
wake up and schedule anything. I'd just be like lost. I'd be at the grocery store for an extra 4 hours. I just got stuck looking at different types of pasta.
This spread here has 17 types of seeds. This
It
one
was
has
so
7.
boring.
I mean, you're so busy. Yeah, but you still get it
No.
in.
Yeah. So last question. What is the worst part about swimming in triathlon? What do you think?
The worst part about swimming in
Yeah,
triathlon?
like on the start line or getting up in the morning,
Oh.
thinking about it, or the day to day. what's the worst part about the swim aspect for each of you? What is it that you have to just literally overcome or heal yourself out of bed with a spatula to get
Oof.
yourself there?
Oh wow.
Mm. Well, the worst part for me is that it's freaking hard to get faster, man. It's really hard. And like when your best like swimming was like your best, at least pool swimming, was when you were like 24 and you were like, I've just been doing this for a few years and now I'm swimming great and everything's gonna be perfect. I'm gonna keep getting faster. And then you just
Yeah.
don't. And it's just years of plateau. That's the hardest part for me.
That's
That
fair.
is true. Yeah, yeah. Well, you kind of get to a point and then you just have to sustain it. But
Find
I
a
would
way.
say my least favorite is, yeah, probably like I almost didn't race Oceanside because it's a beach start with waves, and that's not my favorite. So, but it is what it is, and I'm gonna go race. So, you know.
We're gonna meet up
I
for a pre-race swim. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
We'll have a great time. We'll all be
Yes.
there together.
Okay.
Super safe.
Perfect.
Nick knows 17 types of CPR from the military, so
Yeah.
he'll
Oh
save
wow.
us.
I can give you CPR just by touching your neck.
Oh dang. Perfect.
Pump your whole heart. But
That
nobody
sounds
asked.
good.
Nobody asked, but I'll tell you anyways. My least favorite part of the swim is all the pee.
Like the UP or the
Oh.
other people pee.
Everybody's pee. Like when you're at when you're at an
Oh.
Ironman event and everyone's just on the beach and you're just walking around and everyone's got a wetsuit on. Most everyone's peeing on themselves, or they're peeing in the water, and you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna get a warm up in this mixture of pee with salt. That's
Oh,
like
and that bothers you.
it's just it's what I think of. I'm like, there's the pee concentration is pretty big right now.
Wow.
I got to get out of this area and get away from it.
I don't know if that's ever crossed my mind when I'm on a start line, but everybody else's
Well, next
pee all
time,
around me.
look at everybody's ankles. You'll see something trickling down at the ankle.
Can I tell you the best race to experience this situation is Alcatraz when you're on the boat. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's the morning, you've been on the boat like for, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then you're
those poor
standing on the
toilets.
side.
Oh god.
No, then you're standing on the side and everybody has to pee. So everyone's just like peeing. It's just like flowing over everyone's feet. You're like, oh, God.
Okay.
That is the only time I think about it, Nick. But now I'll start thinking about it, I'm sure, at other points too.
Well, just remember that doesn't not happen at other races when you don't see it. Like it's still happening.
But you don't see it, so it's
I know.
I don't know.
But
It
everyone's
doesn't
like
bother me.
concentrated together on that boat to get out there, and it's there for a long time. So nobody's going to the
Exactly.
bathroom. They're all there.
Well, I guess the best part about that pee is it's well hydrated. It's pretty much diluted and super clean, and it's doing some rehydration of the planet. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, it's fine, guys. It's fine.
Well-
I mean, that's not the worst thing that happens on triathlon days. Let's be real.
Oh my gosh,
so.
especially if you're going racing in Mexico, that's not the worst thing.
Yes, I agree. We'll leave it at that.
All right. Well, Lauren, you're gonna do Oceanside in Texas. Then do you have like other hopes? You got maybe Placid, and then if you go to Nice, or are you thinking about Nice as like I want to take that on, or are you just like I don't want to deal with that descent at all?
You know, at first I was like, there's no way I'll go do it, but it is a world championship. And I think world championships excite me no matter what. So I do live in a place with lots of good mountains. And Sky Monch lives here, who last year we rode together outside, and she's an amazing descender and would drop me by a lot. So, you know, I know what I'm up against, but yeah, I can definitely practice and, you know, have to change my training. But another Ironman that I'm thinking of as well as Cairns. So in Australia, I've done that one before, and that's a pretty cool one. Have you guys done it?
It sounds weird when you don't say it with an accent, though.
Cans.
Cairns.
That
Cairns.
was good. That was good. Yeah, I'm not good with accents. So
Jackson's
but
gonna
yeah,
do Cairns.
you know,
What?
there's a few. Ooh, are you?
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get into PTO, and then that's all I want to do. So get points, race PTO, get more points, stay in the PTO forever and ever and ever.
I mean, the paychecks would be nice.
That's what everybody else is going to be doing. So I got to try to get on that train.
If you write 10 letters a day, just like you did to Santa
Just
Claus,
keep
you'll get in.
honoring.
Promise I'll do really good, guys. Just give me a chance.
I promise I'll put up 10 YouTube videos every day. I'll do it.
So do you
I'll be
guys have
fine.
plans after Oceanside then? Or just kind of same?
I'm retiring.
St. George. Hey, what are you talking about? St. George, man. That's your race.
I know. St. George is my
Literally your
world
race. You're
championship.
Mr. St. George. You're on a freaking mural in downtown St. George.
Is that still there?
Is that still there?
Well, I don't know. Are they
It's a
just gonna leave
landmark.
it up for eternity?
He goes and he kisses it every day.
I give myself a toast. I say, "Good, you're looking good, Nick. You look younger
Still
than I
looking
do."
good.
Yes, we'll be
St.
going
George.
to
Okay.
St. George for sure. I think actually
Yeah.
me and Mark are going to be together for 3 races. Jackson, we wish you were coming, but you're probably going to be doing something else. We're going to go
one?
Oceanside, St. George, and then the championship in Slovakia.
Ooh, nice. I have not done that one, but looks cool.
Yeah, and then I'll
I
do the
haven't
bucket
completely
list.
ruled it out, but it's also the old swim fast giant group situation that I don't generally enjoy. So
Oh.
But you can
might
just
not do
Okay.
it.
bike yourself out of it.
Bike
Yeah,
myself
come
out
on,
of it.
Jackson.
Bike
You got
yourself out of
this.
any losses.
We'll see. We'll see what I do. It's all we'll see. I haven't ruled it out. I said it.
Lauren, have you done
Okay.
Roth?
No, I haven't. Are you doing it?
I'm gonna do that this year for the
Wow.
finally doer.
Okay, nice. You have all the things.
And that's pretty much, I can't think that any further than that. I
I
did
know,
hear
it's so
Ironman
hard.
Chattanooga was back on the actual non-championship, just regular B C list pro list that I'm gonna be racing, probably.
I did see that. Yeah, the other day I checked the schedule and a whole bunch of new races were on there. Not new, but a whole bunch of other races were on there. 70.3 Wisconsin. I was like, ooh, I
That's
actually
new.
have never done Wisconsin. But I've heard amazing things about that course, so
Mhm.
that might be a fun one.
It'll be good. And then,
Yeah.
Lauren, before you go, we've taken
Mhm.
way too much of your time. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Barrett's like, why isn't my dinner ready? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, tell him to go ride a bike.
I'm just kidding. He's still working.
For those who are apprehensive, who do need to make some selections on the gear we mentioned and to kind of tune their environment to support a more positive environment. I know I was talking about the worst part of swimming, but what are some things you can do to kind of add some jazz notes to your musical note number of swimming, which doesn't make any sense, but roll with it.
Sure. Okay. No, honestly, I think most people, if you can get some lessons, like it doesn't have to be a triathlon coach, like get a swim coach, whatever, even one or video, the things that you can work on, super important. And it doesn't even have to, you don't have to do them every week or anything. Like just get one lesson, figure out what you need to work on, and then work on it, because yeah, it is super technical. And so having those little key things to work on is really helpful. And then if you can, if you can join a group, I think it's a lot more fun. Join masters group, set
About
challenges,
getting
and
video, underwater video.
yeah, like above the water, under the water. I don't know,
But
all
don't
helpful.
videotape others without their consent. Don't do that. Underwater.
No, I think we get in trouble for that.
Jackson, you can't. That's why he got kicked out of the pools in Canada.
Oh
I
man,
didn't get kicked out of any
Jackson.
pools.
He's doing his.
This
It was
is
an Instagram
bullshit.
account. He started called
Complete-
Underwater Butts.
This is completely false. Never existed.
He just wants to get you in
He
trouble.
hasn't been on. He hasn't been on in so long. I just haven't been able to talk to him or message.
Oh,
Coming out.
so you see,
Sorry.
now you guys got to catch up. Glad we all
Yeah.
got to catch up.
Okay,
Well.
so overall, positive vibes, stay in control, make sure you test your surroundings, and obviously gear matters. Like for sure, 3D, Magic 5, it actually, like everyone's had different experiences with different goggles. And we'll just end on this note because of course this is part of why we brought you on to talk about this product, which I think is great.
Yep.
the gasket they start off with is like half an inch thick, and then they mold it down. They machine it to your exact eye socket as much as they can, and they've got thousands and thousands of user generated data to make sure there's any pinch points of different widths of noses. I think it's a really cool product. I saw it on Shark Tank forever ago, and I was like, oh, I gotta try these guys out. And so here I am about 5 years later. I've probably been exclusively in Magic 5 for all my racing and training. And Lauren, I hope you've had the same experience, and any things that product has done to improve your swimming. You gotta tell us right now.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's the thing. Like, we all have extremely different faces. And so it's like, why would one goggle fit, you versus me versus Jackson? And so that's what, the Magic 5 has definitely been helpful, because I've never had a problem with them. They've always fit my face super well. But I know that their customer service is amazing. And so it's like, if you're having a problem, I know that they're always super helpful. So I always love telling people about it at the pool, because they're always like, oh, what are those? What do you use? It's like,
and they look all futuristic.
They do. They look cool.
And if you do have a problem, you're going to talk to our very own Mark Dubrick.
Yep.
Directly.
Oh, okay.
He's the customer service guy.
Well, the
Magic
email.
5.
The email.
Oh, wow. Go Mark. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's very nice.
He's pretty rude. I've seen some of his comments.
Wait, do you not know Mark?
No, I do, but I meant
okay.
I'm sure he's very nice on his
yes.
customer service emails.
No, he is.
And by the way, we're all on Zoot, all of us. So yeah, congrats. We're on the Zoot family.
Yeah,
Hey.
Zoot Magic 5. Go team.
Go team. All right.
I like it. Ventums.
Oh, those are on Ventum. Oh, we all have hair.
Wow, guys. Oh,
brown hair.
Yeah.
Brown.
I don't have too many grays yet. So yeah.
You got it. Man.
Neither do I.
All right. Let's wrap this up. Lauren, thank you so much for being part of this. We will have a discount in our socials on Real Tri Squad, in the caption of this, and the show notes on YouTube and on the podcast as normal. We'll pump it out to our Patreon members as well for special stuff that only the Patreon can have, because there's been some folks who've been with us since day one. I don't know why. Barely say hi.
Amazing.
They don't do nearly enough, but they're great.
Hey, they get the discount.
If you're
Thanks,
still
guys.
a Patreon member, you're the best. Let us know. We'll give you something. We'll give you our deepest thank yous.
Envy disc at the end of the season and give it to you.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
For a 10%
we'll see.
off.
Yeah.
But Lauren,
not for free, sorry.
Lauren, thank you so much. Like, you are one of the gems of the sport. Truly, we love being around you. Your laughter, your charisma, and thank you for always just being that person, no matter what's going on in your life. Because I know it's not easy to do everything we do.
Well,
so thank you
guys.
so much.
You too. Love seeing you guys.
Good
Love
luck with your
chatting
training, and we'll see you in Oceanside.
I'll see you on the beach.
Swim. Yes,
dude, I'm taking you up on it. You better
We'll be there.
Better come with me.
Absolutely.
All right.
Don't catch the Kevin virus or whatever that was again. Or Nora.
No, stay away from children.
All right. Thanks again.
All right. Bye.
Bye,
Thanks,
Magic
guys.
5 goggles. Peace out.
Woohoo.
Have a good night.